But before we get into this video, if you haven't done already, click that subscribe button, completely free. Hit the like button, although you can do that halfway through if you want, because you're not going to know if you've liked it at this point. But yeah, hit the subscribe button, completely free, doesn't cost you a single penny, and it'll make my day after I've brought a lovely baler that is, shall we say, going to turn into a money pit and was not worth the money I paid for it, but we'll get into that now. Good morning guys, what's going on? Today's video should have been quite a happy one, because I've brought a new machine. However, it's quite the opposite, because I've been essentially what I would say is scammed. But I mean, everyone's got mixed opinions, but we'll just get straight into it rather than beat around the bush. So here's the Class Roland 225 or 255 roto cut. It's quite a good baler really. I'll show you underneath it. You know, it's all there, was all there anyway. So when I brought it, I did, you know, check it over, look over it quite well. Saw it running up, saw it ran up to speed. Obviously didn't see it used because it's the winter and we don't make round barrels in the winter. Anyway, obviously it's got guards on it which cover some things, such as what I'm about to show you. So not everything is visible, and to a certain extent you take someone's word for it, and the ad, which I can't actually get anymore because the blokes removed it, weirdly, said that it was maintained by an ex-class mechanic. So you kind of, in that sense, you would take some, what's the word? You take some faith in the fact that it's been maintained by someone who is apparently an ex-class mechanic. So anyway, what's the situation is I got it back, unloaded it off the low loader, and ran it up to speed. Now I ran it up quite fast, not massively, but just revved it right up to 540. Heard a big bang and thought, what the fuck was that? Anyway, it turns out that these gears, which drive the main rollers at the back, so these all spin. The gears, as you can see, that should not do that. Excuse the light's not the best. Anyway, what it turns out is, I don't know if you can see there, it's had 3 spot welds attached to it. So what's happened is, like, for example, this one down here. Get the phone torch. Right, so there you can see, oh, bloody hell. Right, there, you can see that it's got a little key in it, this little key here, which holds this gear, stops it from spinning on the shaft. And then in the shaft you've got a little keyway that it sits in. So anyway, what's happened is, the blokes obviously ran it like it for quite a while, not realised that the key was missing. So that's been essentially doing that with the shaft and not actually spinning the whole shaft. So rather than kind of replace these items like you should have done, what he's decided to do is just spot weld it on there, just to run it up to sell it, is what I would say. Some people say that I should have noticed it or whatever, which is a fair point. Look, I don't disagree that I may have been able to see it. However, there was this big guard covering it all. So, you know, basically you couldn't see it. Now, a lot of people, I did a TikTok video on it, and a lot of people said I should have removed the guard. Now, my argument to that is, if you went and brought a car, would you start taking the car apart to make sure that the internals are okay? You wouldn't. You just take someone's word for it, and you trust what they're saying in an advert, because at the end of the day it's illegal to mislead someone in an advert. Now, this bloke who sold me this has been in touch, because obviously that one's ruined, this one's probably ruined. I mean, you know, there's no arguing that is just ruined, and there's no way that the bloke didn't know about it, and that's the biggest argument here. So obviously I did a TikTok video and it got about 200,000 views, and the bloke emailed me some interesting things. Let me get it up. It basically went along the lines of how I am degrading him online and all sorts of rubbish, which was not true. Let me find it. If my phone ever wants to work. So this is, I won't read it all to you because at the end of the day it's a bit boring. Contrary to ever increasing posts and accusations on various social media platforms, you most definitely weren't scammed when buying a baler. Wear and tear, bloody blah. Anyway, he goes on to say that it was in an as-used condition. Now, there's absolutely no way. I mean, anybody that has basic engineering sense knows that those 3 little spot welds on there simply would not hold it when making a bale because of the pressure that's on there. You know, you're talking a potentially 500 kilo bale pushing up against all of these. It's just complete nonsense, to be honest. So anyway, we settled on a small compensation, shall we say, because he wouldn't budge too much, and I couldn't be bothered to take him to small claims court, to be honest. So I think it was 350 quid in the end. Not that he would still admit that it was faulty baler. He put that down as transport costs, which is a bit ridiculous, but each to their own at the end of the day. But like I say, I couldn't be bothered to take him to a small claims court, so we just settled for that in the end because it just seemed like the easier option. You know, and I knew I took a risk when buying something used. However, you know, just over £5,000 when you bought something, you don't expect it to be in this state. So the big question is, how much is it going to cost to put right? So each one of these, this is the whole roller. The whole thing's got to be replaced on that one, and this one up here, and this one's salvageable, I think. So both of them, £1,000. New gear, because you can see it's all wallowed out. They're about 400 quid each. So that's 800. Plus this one's 1200, so we're at 2,200 quid. And then you've got the little keyways and certain other bits. So basically looking at about £3,000 to put that right, which means that this baler then is taken up to, what, £8,000, which is quite steep for one of these, and there's a risk that I could do all of this, fix this, and actually find out that there's bigger issues with the net system, or there's an ECU that's inside that box, I believe, that could be broken. You just don't know, and you know, you can't trust what someone said after they've scammed you already. So it begs the question, and I want your guys' opinion on this. Do I get these machined, get that welded back and machined, or just buy 2 new ones because that's only 800 quid or thereabouts? This is the question. Do I weld this up, make it flat again, and grind it back, put the gear back on? I just weld the gear solid, which isn't ideal. However, given the circumstances, I'm not sure what choice I've got, because I don't want to go and plough £3,000 into something that might not work, because that would be a stupid business choice, personally. Open this door. As you can see, everything looks pretty good. This side I would say is fine, really. I mean, you can see how the keys fall out though, and I have been recommending, you know, it should be like that. It's out that far. But I have been recommended to bang them all in and just tack weld them in so they don't fall out, because apparently it's a bit of a common problem, or common theme. But the rest of it seems in alright condition. It's just like I say, this bit, and I think I was scammed. I don't believe that he didn't know that was the case, and I don't believe that it's in a as-used condition, because those spot welds wouldn't have got there themselves. And like I say, the TikTok post I did, it mostly says I've been scammed. There's the odd person that's like, oh, you should have looked further, and you should have done this, and you should have done that. But how far do you go? Like I said with a car, you wouldn't start stripping a car apart to see if the internals of the car is fine before you buy it. It's just not a thing you do. You expect that someone would at least be honest. And he still point blank denies it to this day, but I've given up with anything further. Just won't ever buy anything off him. But I thought I'd just do an update. I mean, obviously it's a new machine here. The reason I brought it is because our contracting bill to have all of these bales made is about £6,000 a year. So in theory, buying this for 4-5 should have worked out quite a good deal, and hopefully it works and lasts. You know, it's only going to last 2 years and it's paid for itself. So that was the idea behind it. I had a baler before, belt baler, absolutely hated it, put me off balers for life. But I thought I'd give a fixed chamber baler a go, and that turns out it's just as bad. So I just don't really like baling. I don't like balers, I don't like the idea of baling, I don't like any of it. But if it saves us £5 grand a year, £6 grand a year, then it's worth it. but I've just got to set these little problems right with it, and it should be alright. But there will be a future video once I've got hold of some new parts for it, mainly these gears, because class are being useless and haven't got back to me yet. Well, they have got back to me, but they haven't got back to me about them being in stock. Pretty useless. But yeah, there'll be another video of us fixing it, or attempting to fix it, and then seeing if it actually works in the summer, which could be interesting, but we'll see. Like I say, the rest of it doesn't seem too bad, so hopefully it's just this, and that's the end of it really, because if it's not, I'm going to cry very much. But anyway, if you did enjoy it, or enjoy the video, and you have, got any opinions on whether I've been scammed or whether what your opinion is, just leave it in the comment section and let me know, because I'm always intrigued to find out everyone's opinion, and whether I'm just overreacting to this, or whether it is actually wrong that he's sold me this as a working, well-maintained baler, which clearly it's not. So yeah, let me know. Hit the subscribe button. I will be at Lama on the 15th. We're actually going up on the 14th, but we're staying in a hotel. So I'll be there on the 15th. Might do some video there, but we'll see. I'm not sure yet. Obviously there is a video coming out Wednesday, but it won't be the Lama video because I'll still be there. So if you did enjoy, like the video, hit the subscribe button, ring that little bell, because apparently that notifies you if you want to be notified. If you don't ring it, obviously. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.